Well guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Scotland, and welcome to a very, very wet Isle of Mull. Now, I've been here a couple of days and it's been pretty much like this for a couple of days. Now, apparently tomorrow and Friday are looking slightly better, so we might get out and do a little bit of photography. But what I wanted to do first and foremost was take you up to this waterfall that I was planning on coming and shooting. My giddy aunt, it's looking a bit crazy. And then I'll fill you in with what else I've been doing over the last day or so. Goodness me, a bit scary actually. Ooh, wow. Okay, let's not get too close to this bad boy in case the whole side of the bank falls in. Goodness me, I've not been on Mull for quite some time, but I've never seen that waterfall looking like that before. Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. And this actually is the upper waterfall, and then it flows down quite a large cliff. You can get down to the base as well, but it's a little bit of a sketchy walk over some pretty slippy rocks. But yeah, so I would love to have come out here and shot this today, but it's just too wet. Hey ho. So as you can see, this is where it falls over the side of the cliff. In fact, you can see it kind of snaking all the way down. Apologies for the, oh, hang on, let's get rid of that. Yeah, you do not want to be falling in there. That is crazy. That shows you actually how much rain we've had over the last 48 hours. Okay, this is just getting ridiculous now. I'm just getting really wet for no apparent reason. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see actually this, I'm just going to turn you around, but the camera's going to get absolutely battered with rain. You can see where it kind of falls down, and then that there is where it falls over the cliff, and then you can get actually down to the base of it as well. I'm sure it's pretty impressive being down there, but right now it's not very impressive being out here. Oh, that's horrible. Oh. One last wee look at the waterfall, eh? Oh. That's the type of weather that really buggers up your kit. So I'm going to get back in now. Oof, crazy. Right, things are a little bit calmer. Still raining, still nothing much in the way of light, and I think today's going to be another bit of a write-off. Now, what I was about to say after the waterfall was I did actually manage to get out yesterday morning for about an hour, just along a little single track. We were staying down in Loch Buoy, beautiful place to stay actually, £5, including the toilet, in the 8-mile single track dead end road, but it's absolutely stunning. But I forgot to bring a memory card for the old GoPro, so rather than getting frustrated, I just decided to record a little bit of footage on the Fuji or the iPhone and actually make a couple of images. Again, because the light was severely lacking, it was mostly just looking at sort of intimate scenes and gnarly old scenes. So what I'll do is I'll throw up a little bit of that footage from yesterday, including the images, and then we'll you'll catch me back here in the rain. And by the way, given the fact it's such a grey slate day, I stand out like a sore thumb, a big red sore thumb at that. Oh, and we're Harold and Hilda again today, me and Nicola. Sad gits we are. Yeah, so it was quite an enjoyable little sort of skiffed out yesterday morning. And then yesterday afternoon we headed up to Tobermory just from a logistical point of view, and then sort of carried on around. And I really hoped, we stayed at Calgary Bay last night, and I really hope, when we got there the light was great for about 7 seconds, and then it clouded in and then the sun set, and then this morning the rain started, so unfortunately no photography around at Calgary Bay. But I say we have been here a number of times before. I'm just watching my feet as well, actually, because I slip over. We have been here several times before. Last time was in 2019, when actually it was some of our best views of otters right along here. And in fact, I will link our little travel vlog from back then. It was a fantastic trip. In fact, we've been to Mull a couple of times out of season, and we've had incredible views of white-tailed seagulls, golden eagles, and of course otters as well. We have spotted an otter this morning as we were driving up here. We just pulled into a little nook on the side of the road and watched it going about his business for about 5 or 10 minutes. But we're hopeful. Very low tide at the moment. You will normally see otters on a changeable tide. I think it's an outgoing tide, but maybe Thursday and Friday are meant to be slightly drier, so we're going to sort of base ourselves in around this area, not least down this road that takes you to kind of the 3 locks and on around towards the crossroads or the T-junction down to Iona. That road's closed, has been closed since September, and I don't think it's going to open again, maybe not all of 2026, so because of a landslide. So we're going to have to double back on ourselves anyway to take ourselves back to Craignier. But what I'll do is I will throw up a couple of images from the Isle of Mull that I have taken, oh, there's the van, that I've taken over the last several years that I've been here. Thankfully not as strong a waterfall as that last one. So I'll throw up a couple of those images from the last number of years. Bit of wildlife, bit of landscape. And hopefully we will catch up tomorrow when we might actually be able to get out and do a little bit of photography. Not quite sure whether that's actually going to be the case or not, but we'll soon find out. Right guys, a couple of images from the last couple of years, and then we'll catch up tomorrow morning. Oof, I think it might be time for a coffee or something smoky. Ooh. Well guys, good morning again. Hope you enjoyed that little walk down memory lane of my previous years and previous visits, visiting the Isle of Mull. It stopped raining, so I think most of today is probably just going to be enjoying the environment. I haven't even got my camera bag with me. It's just, I mean, it's coming up on 11 o'clock and it feels like the sun's about to set. So just really enjoying the environment of Mull, on the lookout for otters. Maybe pick up a composition for tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be the best day that we're here, but I still think reasonably grey. But hey, still nice to be out mooching about in my stupidly bright red jacket. Let's wander on. And I thought our American woods were complicated, chaotic messes. I forgot just how gnarled up this place is. You can see that if you had even a smidgen of soft light in here, that it would be an absolute, or it is an absolute, just incredible place. You've got so many moss-coloured boulders, covered boulders. You've got the lichen on the trees. You've got those gnarly trees just twisting this way and that. Incredible, incredible. And of course, I'm not sure whether you get any sort of sea fret or anything coming in here. Imagine a wee bit of mist in there as well. It is, however, also quite boggy. This little area here, little stream rolling through, in almost over my ankles. Just looking out there, I think it's just the wind. I thought I saw maybe a little option of an otter. I mean, the wind has really calmed down. The sea state is completely flat. It is perfect otter viewing conditions, but sadly, apart from the little sort of 5-minute view yesterday, no otters to be seen around here. But we'll carry on wandering up this little single track road. Keep an eye out for otters, keep an eye out for potential future compositions, and keep an eye, making sure I don't fall on my ass. Although given the lack of images, maybe that's all we're going to get. Again, seaweed, not an otter, Nigel, seaweed. So guys, it's going to be way too far to show you any sort of clear footage, but just out on the kelp here is a white-tailed seagull just sitting, taking it in, just chilling out. I've actually just messaged Nicola. She's been back in the van. She'd love to come and see this, so she's going to wander up and have a gander. Hopefully he or she will still be here. But yeah, white-tailed seagull. Well guys, that's been a great hour just watching wildlife. There's 2 or 3 white-tailed seagulls just along this edge here. Still no otters, unfortunately. And now, as you can probably tell, the rain has found us. So I think that might be time for some lunch. But yeah, no real photographs to take. Apart from, I did make a couple with the iPhone. So I'll maybe throw those up after this little spiel. But fabulous views, really fantastic views of the white-tailed seagull. Right, I'll throw these images up, and then I hear it might be time for a bowl of soup. Ooh, see you in a bit. Alright guys, so lunch over, and the light did rain for about 45 minutes to an hour there or so, but the light seems to be kind of trying to poke through now. The GoPro probably not going to pick that up, but a little bit of a gap for the sun here, but there still is weather moving through. Nice light on the far side of Loch Nakiel. What I was hoping for, maybe a little bit of weather moving on the opposite side of the loch as well. I think one of the images that I showed earlier was from the opposite side, and quite often the weather actually moves up the loch and you sort of see it moving through, and especially if there's a little bit of light there, it can sometimes make for quite a nice image. But you know what? It's not raining. There's a smidge of light, he says, just as it starts raining again. Anyway, maybe, just going handheld again. 18-135 on the XT4. Maybe get a little bit of light, bit of atmosphere. Or preferably, I'd love to do a 65x24 pano using the GFX if we got some cracking light going across the loch there, but who knows, eh? The promise of light has been cruelly snatched away. That little gap is squeezing up. I had hoped that the kelp in front of me here was going to light up, but hey ho. I actually put the 1-400 on the XT4, twofold. One, just in case I could pick up any little pockets of light where they were, and 2, just in case the otter showed up. Neither of those happened, so now I'm just a clumpet in a red jacket, sitting about with a big long lens. But I'd rather be sitting here than in an office somewhere. So, yeah. Plus, I've got a scone back in the van with clotted cream and National Trust sour cherry jam. Damn good combo. One option I do have with that 1 to 400 on is maybe there's some nice pattern, some nice sort of contrast in textures, light and shadow. Oh, being shouted at by a crow. So maybe with the 1 to 400 on, I might be able to pick out just again little moments as that light kind of dances across the surface of Loch Nakeal. But maybe it's just wishful thinking as well. Just making our way back to the van, and 3 otters, a mother and a couple of cubs, way out actually, but nice to see. And this is the area that is, I think, the image that I put up earlier, where we saw a mother and the cubs as well. So probably not the same mother, and obviously not the same cubs, but fabulous. So that's golden eagles, white-tailed eagles, and otters in the last couple of hours. Just no light. That's a little bit better. Oh my. Not too shabby at all. Some of the best views of an otter that we have ever had. Chasing after some gnarly old trees again with that lovely sort of stone wall. Battered me with something, so thankfully there were no cars. And then rumour has it there might be a scone with clotted cream and cherry jam, and I can see an otter.